What was once thought to be a harmless trend has become the center of a national epidemic. Vaping has now been linked to 42 deaths and thousands of illnesses across the country, and the number is still growing. Yet lawmakers and researchers continue to debate what should be done, with many on the fence as to whether to go through with a ban of certain flavored e-cigarettes. The ongoing uncertainty has created an anxiety in the media that has only escalated in recent weeks, raising serious questions for the health of the millions of people who continue to vape. Jacob Iritani is one of those people who, like many others, has started to vape CBD as a healthier alternative.
I got my vape. I started using it because I wanted to quit smoking. I was doing that for about 2 years. I just wanted to replace the habit of smoking cigarettes with something that was less addictive.
But there are grave implications from recent studies, like the one conducted by Dr. Moonshong Tang at the NYU Langone Medical Center. His study found that for a group of mice exposed to e-cigarette vapor for a 54-week period, a quarter of them developed lung cancer.
That worried me a lot, because young people think 95% safe. To them, it's almost 100% safe. So more and more people take up the vaping. We want to tell them that based on our study, they are bad, they are harmful.
The vaping debate has become a national discussion, with the White House still deciding how to best prevent potential damage from e-cigarette use, while still making sure that young people don't turn to black market devices, or that vaping stores like this don't go out of business. Spike Babayan has owned Vape New York in Manhattan since 2011. She believes that the reporting on vaping is not only bad for business, but harmful for her customers.
I think one of the big issues that we had is that the media misportrayed the issue by continuing to say that vaping caused illness and death, rather than saying using illicit THC products caused illness and death. And I think that this misunderstanding caused a lot of people, a huge number of people, to go back to smoking from using e-cigarettes.
Babayan sees the implications of this news as damaging to a whole population of smokers.
It has taken more than a decade to convert millions of smokers onto e-cigarettes and stop them from smoking. What the media and the government has done has undone a huge amount of that. And it will take another 10 years to do it again.
Iritani shares the belief that deaths linked to black market products should be treated as a separate issue as opposed to vaping in general.
Those kind of black market products that are causing these deaths should be treated separately and thought of not as the whole picture.
But researchers like Dr. Tang are not convinced that the dangers of vaping are exclusive to the black market, and that time will tell what the real damage of vaping e-cigarettes will be.
Unwittingly, the society as a whole is conducting a big experiment, human experiment, to see vaping will cause cancer or not. Because millions of people are smoking right now, the vaping. So it's a very, very serious problem. The jury is out, maybe 10 more years, that you will see a lot of lung cancer come out.
But there are others studying the effects of e-cigarettes who believe that they are still a better alternative to regular cigarettes. Mahati Vojala, the research coordinator for the NYU Tobacco Research Lab, looked at Tang's research and believes more studies on humans as opposed to animals should be done.
I think it would be really hard to generalize animal studies to humans, and that's what I can speak to about that. In terms of more studies, I recently finished a systematic review looking at biomarkers, so the most common biomarkers of harm in tobacco users, so like most carcinogenic and harmful biomarkers, measures that we see in tobacco users. So I did a systematic review, and what we had found was for exclusive e-cigarette users, they have less exposure of biomarkers of harm, so fewer exposure, and they're compared to their cigarette smoking counterparts.
Like vape store owner Babayan, Vojala is worried that many people who used vapes as a means to beat their nicotine addiction will return to cigarettes if a vaping ban is put in place.
When you ban these products, there are people that are still using nicotine, and they're not just going to quit using nicotine, right? They're going to try to replace using nicotine with other products, either, like I said, going to the black market and trying to find alternative, not name brand products with pods and flavors that we can't really find on the shelves right now that have been banned, or by going back up to increasing cigarette uptake. And that's a really big problem.
For those who are still vaping, like Iritani, they're split on how to weigh the benefits it gives former smokers like them versus the potential harm products like Juuls are bringing to young people.
Vaping is getting a whole new generation addicted to nicotine. You know, their marketing is aimed at teenagers to like sell these flavored products that are like really fun and appealing to like young people. So I think Juul has a lot of blame here, and I think what they've been doing has been like really devious. But like it's getting people off of cigarettes, and that's positive overall.
For Vojala, she's not optimistic about young people getting off of vaping anytime soon.
When we were younger, every time someone told us not to do something, we did it. The more we keep telling them don't do it, they're gonna go seek this out. And unfortunately, with the new bans that are coming into place and the flavor bans and new policies surrounding sale, you know, I am still afraid that they might still have access to black market products.
For NYU Now, I'm Cameron Falkman.